Hello, in this video, I will take you through the FWS approach towards monitoring, evaluation, and learning. I'll also show you the indicators and tools that we have in place for measuring our impact, also to facilitate course corrections. So let me go to the next slide. So aligning with CARE's 2030 vision and strategy, FWS programming aims at ensuring right to nutritious food and clean water for the households that we work with. So we take the right-based approach: right to food, right to water, and nutrition. FWS programming supports women small-scale farmers to empower them for their equitable engagement in the agricultural system. Our target is by 2030 to support 75 million people from the most vulnerable and excluded communities to overcome poverty and social injustice. FWS monitoring, evaluation, and learning framework helps us to track our progress against these targets that we have here. Going to the next slide. Okay, so we apply common set of indicators in our FWS programming to ensure the measurement and presentation of a coherent global picture of the impact we contribute to. In line with CARE's 2030 program strategy, FWS puts women and girls at the center of its work, and the measurement metrics are designed to capture impact that contributes to the broader organizational goal of gender justice. So we have selected indicators for agency, relations, and structures, meaning that we will be able to tell our impact story on the three dimensions of gender equality. So these are the FWS global indicators, which coincide with the Sustainable Development Goals and help us to tell the impact story at the global level as well. Our MEL is about providing or proving to the world and being accountable to others that we actually make an important contribution, as well as about improving our own work and about learning. So we have developed guidance on each indicator to help project teams to pick the right indicators for their project and also measure those. You could find these indicators and their guidance notes following the link mentioned here. So we also have identified supplementary indicators for our impact area. Here are some examples of those supplementary indicators that we use for measuring our impacts. This is not the full list, by the way, only for a few examples for your reference. Moving to the next slide. Okay, let me also highlight some of the approaches and tools that we use for measuring our impact. FWS measurement system incorporates participatory approaches and both qualitative and quantitative methods to show critical contribution on gender equality through women's empowerment in agricultural programs. We use quantitative data to describe the number of participants, both direct and indirect, we are reaching, and the sustainable impact we are able to bring to our program participants and indirect beneficiaries. We use qualitative findings to complement quantitative data by capturing case stories behind those numbers and percentages and identifying specific behavior changes and actions, be it positive or negative, and identifying factors that contribute to any behavior and relationship changes. The learning generated through this process fits into improving our FWS programming and our advocacy and influencing work. FWS adapts participatory approaches for MEL, and this is for ensuring accountability. This also facilitates behavior change as we put project participants in charge of assessing themselves, identifying their own gaps, and finding solutions. We use simple and tested tools that community can use. They can use easily for their own assessment and plan for course corrections. This also helps measurement team or the management team to generate and analyze data at various levels to identify gaps and adapt project interventions accordingly. So here are a few examples of such tools that we use. The participatory performance tracker keeps track of farmers' adoption of agricultural, nutrition, and gender practices. This tool allows farmers groups and individuals to evaluate project outcomes, behavior change, and barriers to success. Groups at the community level compare objectives to outcomes to hold themselves and care accountable for the goals they have set or we have set. The participatory monitoring, evaluation, reflection, and learning is a simple and participatory tool which enables communities to lead their own continuous process of investigation and learning. The PMERL tool collects information that vulnerable groups and their representatives need in order to track how well community-based adaptation interventions are working, and to enable them to strengthen adaptive decision-making at the community level. The community scorecard is yet another participatory tool that brings service users, that's the local people, together in groups to decide what they want to get from a particular service. They also score how well that service is being delivered and to negotiate with service providers to address problems and make improvements. We also have Women's Empowerment Index. We use Women's Empowerment Index, which we adapted from IFPRI's Women's Empowerment in Agriculture Index, or WEA, to measure women's empowerment. The outcome mapping methodology helps us identifying and measuring behavior changes among our project and program participants and social norm changes in the community that we work. I encourage you to have a look at these tools. You could access these tools through the links provided here. Thank you.